Welcome to the round 14 edition of the Lions Den. It's great to have your company, as it is with you. Lockie, how's your ankle going?
It's going well, mate. Yeah, well entrenched into rehab. Been going 3 weeks now, so just taking it day by day. But yeah, certainly getting there, and exciting to put the boots on and get out there with you boys.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. Anyway, let's jump straight into the results.
I've got the second. So down at Elstonwick Park, good to be back. Mind you, last time I was there, we were winning premierships.
You've got some great memories there, yes.
So it was good just sitting in the hill in the car when the boys took on the windy conditions down there. So that was nice. But unfortunately, seconds did go down by 9 points. Went into half time with a 4-point lead. So thought we were really onto something, but only managed to get the 1 goal in the third quarter, which with the wind, which was about a 5 or 6 goal win. So a bit disappointing for the boys. Tom Curran was outstanding up forward, really put in a good effort. And Will Tardif, for his first game in the twos, I dare say it's going to be his last, but he was fantastic. Easily best on ground, I thought.
Well, Will Tardif, 3-time best and fairest for the senior side. You would imagine he was always going to carve up the twos, and it was great to see. Hopefully he can make it back into the ones ASAP.
He's got a fairly good resume, doesn't he?
Doesn't he ever?
Now, under-19s had their best win for the season, beating Williamstown, who are a threat for the premiership, by 3 goals. Andrew Scott was best on ground, and Luke McCleary actually went back after playing a few senior games in a row, just to show a bit of experience and leadership back there, and apparently was fantastic. So they're in a pretty handy position going into the second half of the year. So they now sit second on the ladder, and they're 2 games clear of 5th. So I think they've got a fantastic opportunity for the flag, and certainly just they're dangerous in the finals.
No, absolutely. They've got a really good team, and they're just starting to gel now. And that win against Williamstown, who I think were 3rd or 4th at the time, they've really managed to just make a little gap there, which is huge.
Fantastic.
So I had the thirds, who unfortunately had another loss this time to Old Xavier by about 10 goals. Ed Cordner and Fraser Walker were named best on ground for the thirds, but it seems to be the same old story for them, unfortunately. Onto the women's team, they had another impressive win, and Lockie, I think we just need to spend a couple minutes talking about what this team has achieved at the moment. They had a really impressive win against St. Bede's, winning by 5 goals. Alison West and Hannah Lansman were best on, and Lucy Cutts bobbed up with her 2 goals like usual. That takes them the second spot in the ladder with 1 game to go. They can't move from that spot. They're going to play finals, and they're going to get the double chance, which is amazing. And it's just an incredible effort for their first season. How impressive they've been. I've watched them sort of throughout the whole season, and from where they were in round 1 to where they are now, their skills and just the way they go about it, it looks like a completely different side. And they are a real chance to shake things up in the finals, and a legitimate chance to win a premiership in their first year.
Yeah, well, what I've been impressed by, first of all, just having them all down at the club, but their commitment is first class. You know, there's some pretty testing conditions throughout July in particular. It gets pretty cold, pretty wet, and there's some good excuses where maybe I'll just take the night off. But they've been committed. They've been there. They've had great numbers. Sometimes even better than the third, seconds, and even the first. Dare I say?
Definitely.
So I think that, credit to them. Now I know there's a lot of people behind the scenes that need a big thank you and a pat on the back to get that team together. And look, hopefully, they can get rewarded with a bit of silverware at the end of the year.
Absolutely. So they play their last round this Saturday. They're at the Harry Trott at 4:45 p.m. against Old Camberwell, who Old Camberwell will finish first, so it's sort of a bit of a preview for the first week of the finals. If you haven't had a chance to come and watch the women's team play, I highly recommend coming down and watching and getting around them before they do embark on what will hopefully be a really successful finals campaign, because it's under lights at the Harry Trott. It's great viewing. It's a great spectacle. So to the girls team or the women's team, we just want to say congratulations to Nick Hibbins and the whole team on making the finals in your first year, and hopefully we can talk about a premiership in a few weeks. But we'll keep all the viewers posted week by week in how they go during the finals.
Absolutely.
On to the seniors game. We had a win over Old Melburnians by 4 goals in really trying conditions. Fair to say. Lockie, what did you make of the game, mate?
Well, as I said before, we were at Elstonwick Park. Very testing conditions. It was a big breeze going over the scoreboard, about 5 or 6 goals. So up against OEMs, they're a pretty scrappy team. Love the contest, thrive on it, but as do we. So we're up for the challenge. Half time was we went in relatively equal,
Yep.
up by about a goal, and look, managed to come away with it in that last quarter. I think we used the wind really well.
Yep.
Switched when we could. Just get to the open side and away we went. But some of our class players really stood up. I thought Viv Mitchell was fantastic. I thought this fella on screen was unbelievable. You would have had 30 to 35. I would have thought.
Oh yeah, about that.
Pretty hard. Look, he really was fantastic. Been good all year, but I thought you were the difference in that third quarter to hold us strong.
Thanks.
But look, it was great to see Will Johnson out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously been out for a few weeks, and there was no coincidence that when he's out, our defence, was leaking goals a bit more. He comes straight back in, and we only let old Melburnians have 14 scoring shots for the game. And when you only get that much, you're going to win most games. So. He was great. Kalen Post in a ruck, coming back from his little overseas trip.
Yep.
He's just an enforcer in there, and he's a quality player as well.
Yep.
So they were great, and I thought Billy Riddle up forward
Yep.
kicked 3 goals. He started the year really well, and then as probably he reflected the team a little bit, went through a quiet phase a little bit, but he's back now, and he's one of our, if not our most dangerous forward at the moment. So, but it was a really great team performance, I think.
And now I think we've just got a great platform for September, don't we? So it's a really exciting time for the club. But it was just a really important win. So credit to everyone who played.
Exactly. Old Melburnians were pushing for a final spot, and we managed to get an extra 4 points clear of them.
Yeah.
So that was really important. Anyway, now on to a favourite segment of ours here, Ferg's predictions. It's been missing for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
But it's back today. Locke, what do you got for us?
Mate, I've got a different one than what we've gone through the other weeks. So I've gone for a three-way multi for the goal kickers. So Matt Singleton, he returned to form on the weekend. With his hands are finally back in action.
He took a couple of key marks in that last quarter.
A couple of great grabs. So I reckon he's going to kick 3 this week. In the seconds, Tom Curran is going to kick another 3. And for the thirds this year, hopefully as a team they can kick 3. So at sports,
how's that for a cheap shot at the thirds?
at Sportsbet, it's paying $6, so I'd put my money on it. Mate.
Really? Okay, mate. Well, so for all the punters out there, you heard it here first. Matt Singleton 3 goals, Tom Curran 3 goals, and the thirds is a team to kick over 3 goals.
All the best, boys.
There you go. Anyway, that wraps it up for this week. As for the senior game coming up on Saturday, we're at 2 o'clock back at home at the Harry Trott against University Blues, and that is a huge game. We're second, they're third. They want to knock us off our spot, so we need all our supporters there getting behind us. Following that, at 4:45 is the women's game that we mentioned earlier, and it'd be great to get some support for that team as well. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
See you guys.